Turbulence continues on Boeing's road to recovery. The aerospace giant launching efforts to preserve cash amid an ongoing strike of more than 33,000 Boeing workers. The cost-saving measures include instituting a hiring freeze and planning significant reductions in supplier expenditures. And joining us now is Morningstar equity analyst Nicolas Owens. Nicolas, it's good to see you. And maybe we'll just start there with that headline. Nicolas, Boeing freezing hiring. Sounds like there could be hunkering down there for potentially a drawn-out strike. I'm curious, just a financial analyst, Nicolas, who knows the company so well, what'd you make of that report and headline?
Thanks for having me, Josh. I think it's a logical thing to do. Lots of companies do hiring freezes whenever they're going through any sort of budget crunch, and it's a prudent step. I doubt it'll offset the damage from the strike, but they just have been, I'd say for months now, have been making plans to preserve cash to get through the end of the year.
And clearly management seems the strike as being material to the bottom line of this company. So is there a ticking timeline of sorts where if the strike is not resolved by X date or an X amount of time, we're really going to see the bleeding accelerate at this company?
Yeah, well, I hadn't thought about it that way in terms of the timing of the strike. I think that they have a lot of pressure to get their assembly line back in good order, and this strike interferes with that and delays any progress they were making on basically recertifying their assembly process for planes like the 737. They're going to start running up into holidays at the end of the year, and so that resolving it before then would be beneficial because there's going to be work lost sort of towards the end of the year anyway. But the irony is they're not paying the machinists while they're on strike, but it's the disruption of everything else and loss of productivity on those assembly lines that's going to cost them.
And have you tried to game that out, Nick? Just try to estimate the financial impact Boeing could be looking at here for every week that these workers are on the picket line?
I didn't do it by week, and it's actually kind of strange because they're currently losing money on making airplanes. So if you say they're not going to build any airplanes this quarter, it actually improves their profitability, sort of in a little model exercise. The impact that I see from the strike has more to do with pushing further down the road the time that they will be able to ramp back up a sort of clean assembly process, get the 737s and 787s out the door squeaky clean, which that timeline has been pushed back now several times into, let's say, the 2027 timeframe.
Have you tried to think through, Nick, what a potential deal could look like, what agreement that the two sides, the workers and management, could actually shake hands on and move on?
Yeah, and there are lots of moving parts in these deals with the fine print of the retirement plan and health plans and so forth. The big number that was floating out there of what I think labor observers were talking about a 40% total increases over the life of the contract was what some union members were expecting. And when the new contract was proposed with a 25% total increases, I think that was disappointing. So when I put pencil to paper and tried to estimate what I think the outcome will be, I'm just using the sort of 40% of increases as my benchmark, as that is probably something that would resolve the issue. And that's how I model sort of the financial impact there.